Welcome to another edition of Interruptions. I'm your host, Otis Smith. Today, I got another treat for you guys. If you don't know this man to the left of me, you heard the presence of the Lord is here. I will bless the Lord. Broken, but I'm healed. I met this young man. He probably don't remember, so I'm going to age him a little bit. I met this
Uh-oh.
man when I was in high school. I was at
Oh, Lord.
Elizabeth Baptist Church. He was
Oh,
at New Birth. And
yep.
the guy that was over the choir was now Bishop Jonathan Alvarado. So I'm talking
Oh,
no
wow.
other than a friend of mine, Byron Cage. How you doing, sir?
Boy, you really dating yourself there. You talking about Bishop Alvarado because he was the one that hired me because we were both students at Morehouse at the same time.
Correct.
And so,
Yeah.
man, wow.
You
And that,
see,
but you date me now. I'm in my 60s, but that means you have to at least be in
I'm
your mid to
52.
late 40s. You're
No, I'm
52.
52. I'm 52.
Oh, there you go. You you
Oh,
you almost
okay.
there, man. You ain't grown yet. You got to get 60, then you can get
Hey,
room to talk to us.
I dyed this beard. I don't look good in white, so I had to dye mine.
Hey, that's do, brother. What you gotta do. Yes, sir.
So, tell me about the play you in that the young lady next to you. What's your name again?
Mia.
Yeah,
Mia
Mia
wrote the
Crawford.
Mia Crawford. She wrote this play, Deep Greenwood Ignite. Uh, tell me about the play, and it's on the 29th, correct?
It's the 29th through March the 2nd.
Through March the 2nd. Okay.
Yes. And the play Deep Greenwood Ignited tells a story about Black Wall Street. So we
Okay.
started the story of how they all came together, how they built a business district. It shows them thriving. It touches on the massacre. And
Okay.
then at the end, it shows how they came back together and was able to rebuild. Because a lot of people don't know that side of the story. A lot of times when they hear the history of Black Wall Street, they're always told about the massacre, and that's the main focus. I didn't want that to be the main focus because their story is
Okay.
so much larger than that. Their story speaks of resilience from the time that they started Black Wall Street to the time
Hmm.
they rebuilt it. So I had to tell the whole story.
What made you pick my brother there, Mr. Byron Cage, in the play?
Because Byron is amazing. He's awesome to work
Yes.
with. He's a
Yeah.
great actor, and we already know he's a phenomenal singer. So it
Yes.
was a no-brainer.
And
She's being so nice to me.
I spoke to your I spoke to Miss Vicky Winans actually yesterday. We were supposed to get on yesterday, so we had to reschedule it and to see her and then have Byron on there. You have some singers, not singers.
Yes,
You got singers.
yes, yes,
Oh
yes.
man.
Everybody be prepared to be on an emotional roller coaster because that's what this show is going to give you.
Wow. Byron, what I do remember when we saw you that time with the Morehouse Glee Club on the Cosby Show, and now
Oh,
you're
yeah.
doing you're doing uh you're doing this play here. What made you also want to, get into also acting, another part of the arts?
Well, you remember, man, I was in Tyler Perry's first play when he was homeless. Remember? It was down at, it's
Yes.
called the House of Blues. It was called the House for Blues. And it was me, Ann Nesby, Sean Pace, and Carl Portato from the Sounds of Blackness. And he was still homeless, living in his car at the time. And so I've always loved theater. I was the Scarecrow in The Wiz. I was Curly in Oklahoma. I've always acted and I have always
Okay.
done it. It's just that music took the top bill for me
Hmm.
after I started recording music and the success of like Shabbat and Yet Praise and Presence of the Lord, all those songs. It then just thrusted me into the music industry full time. But I've always loved acting. And when Mia, they approached me about doing it, I was like, wow. First of all, I did not know the story of Deep Greenwood. I didn't know it until she shared it with me. And as I began to read the script, man, I was blown away. My breath was literally taken away as I was reading the script because I said, I can't believe that people would have such hatred in their heart and want to hold somebody down to make sure that they do not prosper. And that's what the story was about. It was about, at first, the blacks would go into Oklahoma City and they would, spend money at the businesses and have to buy from the back of the buildings. And,
Right.
the kids could not try on shoes without the parents buying them first. And there was no place for them
Wow.
to eat dinner. They couldn't go into, so they decided to build their own. So it was a true day of resilience, of hard work, and then blood, sweat, and tears being brought and crumbled down to ruins. But it did not ruin the spirit of the people. And that's what this play is about. When you look at the ending parts of it, when they begin to come back again and rebuild better and rebuild stronger, it just speaks to the tenacity of people of color that we have been down for so long. We have a dime, you take 8 cents away from us, we're going to find out how to build that 2 cents back up to a dime, because we are a people that are resilient, and we've gone through such hard, incredible times and trials and tribulations. But one thing that we don't do is we don't quit. We don't
You got
quit.
that?
And that's
No,
why
we
I
don't
like,
quit.
yeah, and that's why I like this play. This play is an incredible message. I like Mia said, you're going to leave there, you're just feeling so inspired, because it's a roller coaster ride at first. By the time I get to the part where it's all burned down and the scene starts with me and I'm angry and I'm ready to go, and by the time we get to the end of that scene, I sing, I don't feel no waste time, and people in the audience are
Okay.
crying because they feel the passion of what it is that we were trying to do. And hopefully we're doing justice what Mia, I'm sure, took herself through so many emotions to be able to recreate that and put it in a play form. So yeah, I'm very excited to do this.
Listen, Mia, let me tell you something. I was gonna ask you for some tickets so I could show up, because I'm one of them kind of brothers. I'm one of them kind of brothers. I'm trying to get stuff for free. I'm gonna tell you, I'm one of them kind of brothers. But it is my grandson's birthday weekend, and my daughter killed me if I'm not there at that birthday party. So I gotta make sure I'm in place to take care to take care of home. Um, Byron, how are you feeling, far as from your career? Man, because it's just such a pleasure to see when you were in Atlanta, and to the first. I remember the first time we heard you sing when I was with the Young Voices of Elizabeth, and we were like, who is this? Because at that time we were just used to people, they could sing, but it's for the choir, and we heard your voice, and then man, to see everything that you've done up until this point, man, how does that make you feel, as far as how God has brought you from that time frame?
Man, you know what? I am so humble because the Lord didn't give it to me until later on in life. Like, I thought that, when Kirk Franklin came out with his CD and mine came out the next year, I just knew that I was going to have some of the great successes. And though we did some things, I was cutting edge because I was one of the first ones to do a film concept video with my first group called Lord Take Me Higher, which you can see on YouTube to this day. I know the kids have cell phones and all that kind of stuff that they can record stuff on. We had film
Yep.
concept videos that cost like $18,000 to $20,000 to do per song. And so when I did that, and then the second record came out, of course, we didn't have the Billboard chart yet for radio. And then I did a song called I Want to Say Thank You. I was in my early 30s and was doing like the dancing, and it was exciting. But it wasn't until I did Shabbat with full gospel that things really began to turn around for me in the area of praise and worship. That's when Vicky McLeod offered me the record deal after I wrote Yet Praise Him on the next album, and it became the #1 song on that album. And then, of course, the rest is history. But even between those 7 years, I was still working. BB Winans had me going every place. I did a show with Michael Jackson in the Bahamas at the Atlantis Hotel. I mean, Stephanie Mills, Natalie Cole, Quincy Jones, Oprah Winfrey. I did her show 3 times. So I was still busy and doing things, but I was busy helping to build other people's ministries and what their vision was. So by the time I got to the presence of the Lord is here, man, the rest is history. That's what really catapulted and turned everything around for me for all those years. And I'm just grateful that I was at the beginning. I can say that I was at the beginning of praise and worship, of trying to teach it into the African American experience.
Well, it's funny because I remember we met BB Winans through you,
Mhm.
racquetball. So I
Oh yeah,
remember, yeah, I
yep,
remember
yep.
those days playing racquetball, and we had the pleasure to meet some incredible people through you at that time. The great late Thomas Whitfield, you had to come through. New Birth. Man, to this day, that is my favorite album, Live and Sanctified, by him.
Yeah.
And
Hmm.
I have to thank you because that was you introducing that to us. Got a chance to meet Marvin Sapp through you when he first joined Commission, and
Hmm.
it was a lot of firsts that we were getting introduced through you, man. So I appreciate that. Can you expound a little bit what you talked about just a second ago for people who would see this in their season about waiting on their time in their season? Because like you said, you had to wait. You were backup singer for BB and CC Winan. You were a praise and worship leader. You were doing a lot of different things, but it wasn't, Byron Cage's season yet far as him to be out in the forefront. Can you talk about waiting on when God actually opens up that door when it's your time?
Oh yeah, and Mia has the testimony too because she's tried to put this play out several different times,
Really?
and there's something to be said about people who are not afraid at going after what they want. Because what did not want to do, I did
Hmm.
not want to stay at AllNet answering phones, doing customer service, and that's what I was doing professionally, and I did not want to do that. So as I was getting closer to 30, I stepped out on faith because I wasn't afraid at going after what I wanted. I was afraid of succeeding at doing the wrong thing. And I know customer service, I'm great at it. I know I'm articulate, I'm
Hmm.
educated, I'm able to speak the language properly. But that is not what gets me up in the morning. What gets me up in
Right.
the morning is music, is ministry, is performance. I love all type of artistic things. And that's what really gives me that drive. I said earlier, I thought I would have got mine in my 20s. I didn't. My big stuff didn't come until I was 40,
Hmm.
and I look at Mia and her example of when she was telling everybody about how she kept trying to get this out and it's done locally, and things were happening and doors were closing, but she never quit. And because she did not quit, we've done this play in over, gosh, 7 or 8 different cities. And the message has been so overwhelming for people. And they look at me like oh, I thought he was just going to sing the presence of the Lord is here, and that was it. No. Mia wrote me into this play, and she made sure that I had a character. And so I took it very seriously. I respect her craft. I
Right.
respect her gift. When I read that script, man, I'm telling you, I looked and I could not believe what I was reading. And so I said, you know what? I'm so grateful and honored that she, thought enough of me to ask me could I be part of it. And once I commit to something, I go hard. I don't hold nothing back. You know what I'm saying? And so that's what I think Atlanta better get ready for. It isn't, and Mia is an actor herself. Her character, she turns that last scene
Okay.
completely out. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying?
Okay.
And
So
so, and
she
she's
wrote it
acting
and
throughout
she's
as well.
acting in it. Okay.
Oh, come
And
on
I
now.
directed.
And directed.
Yeah.
And directed. And
Ah.
it's a phenomenal. No, I'm telling you, man, if you can get by Thursday or Friday, I know you got a party to go to, but there is a matinee Thursday at 3, there's a matinee Friday at 3, there's a matinee Saturday at 3, and then 3 evening performances at 7 o'clock. If you can just sneak away, you know what I'm saying? Stick your head in the door. I promise you, you are going to be so overwhelmed at the excellence that Mia's directorship has made this production to be. Because every person needs a leader, and she definitely is the conductor of this train.
Well, Mia, I just want to let you know. Okay, I didn't know about the play until I saw Byron post it on Instagram and Facebook. So I want you to know you got somebody who's champion this play and was putting it out there. Because I said, what? I said, oh, Byron's gonna be in a play. And then I reached out to his people and said, hey, can I get him on? And and they said, okay, well, we can make it happen. So I'm sure you got a movie script coming as well, because I know if you got a play, you got a movie script.
I do. I do. I do. I
I
do.
got,
And
I got,
I'm sure the promoter has dropped that little nugget in her ear already. That phone call that I got day before yesterday. He
Yes.
told you,
Yeah. He told me.
boy, you don't know. You might be speaking prophetically over there, boy. I don't know. I might need to send you an offering.
Hey, listen, Byron. God has blessed me with this podcast. Mia, I've had the pleasure. I've interviewed 3 to 4 different filmmakers. So directors, like I've had the pleasure to the Carl Weber's Family Business, Carl Weber's the Black Hamptons, the director, I've interviewed him. There's a young filmmaker in Texas I've interviewed, Detroit. So you get ready. I've got access to some people to, I don't want anything. I just love connecting people. That's just what anybody that knows me, that's just what I do. I just try to connect people. So I'm glad to see that you're doing what you're doing, and you have Mr. Cage there. You got Vicky Winans there. So I know it's going to be awesome of what you're doing. Tell everybody where it is, because my backdrop, of course, they can't see everything. Where the play is going to be.
It's going to be at the Port of Sanford Arts Center in Decatur off of Rainbow Drive.
Off of Rainbow Drive. Okay,
Yeah.
I remember Rainbow Drive. That's I
The
grew up.
Cab
I
County.
grew up
Those,
in the
those are the
Cab.
stomping grounds of New Birth.
Yeah, yeah. I grew up in that in that that area. So, matter of fact, I used to stay on the other side of Safety Cab Mall. So now that
Yeah.
area ain't the same, Byron. That area ain't the same like it was when
Oh
you were
no. I know. Don't I know it? I don't even think Southwest Cab Mall is even there anymore, is it?
No, it's there. They the young people just go to get the sneakers, the tennis shoes. It's other than that,
Oh,
there's nothing else. There's
nothing there.
nothing else there at the mall. So,
I got you.
uh,
I got
my final question for you that I wanted to ask you is, like you said, you get so many people always requesting, the presence of the Lord is here, but how did you feel when you looked up and you saw that thing, in the movie First Sunday? That I mean,
Man, I was mad. I was mad at David Talbot. He's a friend of mine. And I told him, I said, man, why did you cast me in the doggone movie? You could have let me be myself. And it would have been fun. He said, Byron, Cat Williams wanted to do it. But he was emphatic. He said, no, I wanna be the director. I want to do that. And I'm glad he did, because he was directing like Ricky Diller, because I don't direct like
yeah.
that.
Oh, hold up. Wait a minute. Listen, Mia. Listen, Byron can direct a choir. Now I know, like he said, Ricky Dillon, but you got Ricky Dillon. I'm telling you, and you got Byron Cage. I watched Byron go to work in choir competitions in Atlanta, down at the Civic Center, the Fox. I watched Byron go to work. I watched
But
Byron
mine,
go
mine
to
was
work.
mine was more how technical with the gospel. Ricky does like the back bends
Oh
and
yeah,
the
yeah.
break backs and the kicks and the spins,
Yeah,
all
I,
that
I, I
kind of
don't,
stuff.
I, I
I
don't,
can't
I
I
don't
can't
know,
do
I
that.
don't know how, I don't know how he do that, the back bend thing. And he didn't took joy. He didn't took
So
that to a whole nother level of how he directs that from when that song first came out. So, and to
and he
like,
and he just turned 59 this week. He just turned 59 on Monday.
yeah, I saw the picture. I did follow you on Instagram, and I do
Hmm.
have the pleasure. I did see you like one of my interviews. I think it was with Charles Jenkins. It was a
Okay.
clip. It was a clip I put, and man, I love to have you back on the show, man. And I want to pair you up with Doug Williams, Charles Jenkins, all the people gospel singers
Yeah.
that I've had on the show, and just
Yeah. Yeah.
kind of have a good time, when your schedule,
Yeah,
permits.
absolutely. We'll definitely make it happen. But also, man, me and Todd Delaney wrote a new song called "Whatever You Say," and so that's going to be on on the new record that's coming out this fall. So I
What,
do have a new record. People are always asking, "What
whatever
do you
you
have coming
say.
out?" Yeah, it's called "Whatever You Say." Me and Todd Delaney wrote it, and he's singing it with me on there. And it's a powerful song of obedience and sacrifice and understanding. Sometimes you got to like go through the muck, through the mire. You got to go through hard times sometimes to be obedient, to do what God says do. Because I don't want just good things. I want God things. And I think that's what this play is about. This is a
God
God thing
things.
for people to be able to see it in another light and get that message out there, to let nobody know, to let everybody know that nothing can stop you if God is for you. And I think
Oh
that's
yeah.
what this play is for. And it's proof. When you see the closing of this play, it is a jubilant, triumphant moment again. Though we had to go through the process first, we went through it in order to
Hmm.
get to it. And that's what I say to everybody.
I want to thank God for both of you all with the play and putting some out, bringing it to Atlanta. and doing what you're doing. It's just phenomenal to see the start of Mia and to see you in a new light that's coming that people haven't seen you. So it's going to be a wonderful, wonderful blessing thing. So I just, please stay safe out there. Both of you, please stay safe out there. Stay blessed. We love both of you. Byron, you are a treasure, man. I'm glad to have seen you in so many years, man. Keep doing what you're doing, what all
Yes,
God
sir.
has for you. Keep shining, man. And like I said, we'll have you back on, both of you, when your schedule permits. I'll ask David, Mia, for your contact information and stuff. So, because I
Okay.
would love to interview you, your journey and things that you've been through, and talking about the plays and stuff that you have coming up, coming forth. So I would love to make sure I do that. So thank you guys for sitting down and talking with me, and we love you guys.
Bro, love you too, man. Appreciate you.
Thank you.
All right, peace.